Let me come to one very good question. Question number 6, MRQ must revise question. Company X purchased 100 beef cattle at an auction for rupees 1 lakh on 30th September 2001. 100 cattle. Subsequent transportation costs were 1000, that is similar to the cost X would have to incur to sell the cattle to the auction. Oh ho ho. Means transportation cost by buyer and seller are same. Means if buyer, then also I need to incur what? 1000. If I am seller, then also I need to incur what? 1000. Got it? Yes, sir. Additionally, there would be 2% selling fee on the market price of the cattle to be incurred by the seller. Means this become transaction cost incurred by only what? Seller. Will you consider it for buyer? Will be calculated for buyer point of view? From buyer point of view, this is not at all relevant. I hope all the points now you are understanding. The transportation cost will be deducted to calculate fair value. Transaction cost will be deducted to find out fair value less cost to sell. This already I have explained. No confusion in this point. On 31st March 2002, the market value of cattle in the most relevant market increases to 1,10,000. Transportation cost of 1,000 would have to be incurred by the seller to get the cattle to the relevant market. An auctioneer fee of 2% on the market price of the cattle would be payable by the seller. Okay, sir. On 1st June 2002, X sold 18 cattle for rupees 20,000. They have sold how many cattle? 18 cattle and incurred transportation charges of 150. Means this is the transportation charges on sale, but this is actual sale. This is actual sale transaction, na? Actual sale transaction. Means this is carries outward. Carries outward. Correct? Yes, sir. In addition, there was a 2% auctioneer fee on the market price of the cattle paid by seller. Means this is selling expenses already incurred. This is selling expense now 150 and 2%. These are selling expense. Need to be recognized as an expense at a time of sale. At a time of sale. On 15 September 2002, the fair value of remaining cattle was 82,820. On 15 September, the fair value, but whether this information is relevant, they have given on 15 September 2002. Let us see whether it is relevant or not. 42 cattle were slaughtered on that day. Slaughter means ceasing of life. Correct? The fair value remaining cattle was itna. The 42 cattle were slaughtered on that day with a total slaughtering cost of 4,200. Means there will be some cost of slaughtering also, I don't know. The total market price of carcasses on that day was 48,300. Means whatever the harvesting product is generated, that is known as what? Carcasses. Correct? Understood? Was 48,300. So can I say this become the point of harvesting? Harvesting means cessation of life also. Are bolna re. This is the point of harvesting, means it become an inventory which will be initially measured at fair value less cost to sell as per which Ind AS? Ind AS 41. So they have given market price how much? 48,300 and expected transportation cost to sell the carcasses is 420. No other cost are expected, means only transportation cost is there on sale. Correct. On 30th September 2002, the market price of remaining 40 cattle was 44,800. Correct. How many of you are drawing timeline? How many are drawing? Raise your hand. Only 3. Balance तो movie चल रहा है. Not interested. Arey Baba, you need to also do something. I will draw timeline, but better you draw while I am reading. Because in exam you'll draw, I will draw. You should be in habit of drawing the timeline. Otherwise, so many information you have forgotten what I have read in the first para. You are Atma or Paramatma? You are Atma or Paramatma? Paramatma can recall everything. Atma can't. Okay? Draw. Now don't draw, Baba. I will draw. Time wastage technique. On 30th September 2002, the market price of remaining 40 cattle was itna. So on 30th September 2002, the market price has been given. The expected transportation cost itna. Also, there will be 2% auction fee on the market price of cattle payable by the seller. Past journal entry so as to provide the initial and subsequent measurement for all the above transactions. Interim reporting period are 30th September 31st March. Means this company is also preparing interim financial statement, means on a half yearly basis. So can it there will be two reporting date for interim financial statement, means can I say on 30th September also will do the subsequent measurement, means can I say on 30th September this point whatever has been given they have given for subsequent measurement, correct, but on 15th September we don't do subsequent measurement. So can I say this information is bakwas. 82,800 is bakwas because on 15th September we never do subsequent measurement. We don't require fair value on 15th September. However, if suppose we are preparing only annual financial statement, then this 30th September information is also bakwas. If you are preparing annual financial statement, but it is given the question they are preparing what? Interim financial report. Understood? Interim you know quarterly, half yearly, मजा आता है. अरे बोलना रे. Correct. We'll do interim financial report, but at the end of the classes. India 34 coming soon. Got it? Now, can we start? You will draw, I will draw. Question number 6. You will say what are the informations given. So how many cattle they have purchased? So X purchase on which date? On 30th September 2001. So on 30th September 2001 they purchase how many cattle? 100. What is the price paid? The price paid is what? 1 lakh, correct? So this is the purchase price, correct? They need to incur also transportation cost. So transportation cost how much incurred? 1000, correct? Finish on this date we need require fair value less cost to sell, correct? Understood. So fair value will be what? 1 lakh minus what? 1 lakh minus what? 1000, very good. 1 lakh minus 1000 to determine fair value we deduct what? Transportation cost, means 99,000 is what? Fair value. What is the cost to sell? Is transaction cost. It is 2%. 2% of what? 2% of what? 1 lakh na. 2% of 1 lakh. That is how much? 2000. So total become how much? 97,000. This become fair value less cost to sell. When I write TRC, TRC means transportation cost. Okay, TRC, transportation cost. Have you understood this information? Then what happened? Which date will come? 31st March 2002 they have given. 31st March 2002. Can I say we need to do subsequent recognition? So once again we want fair value less cost to sale. So they have given what? 1,10,000 minus 1000. So this will be 1,10,000 minus what? 1000. That is equal to what? 1,09,000. Bolo yes or no? And they have given cost to sale how much? 2%. 2% of what? 2% of 1,10,000. How much you got? It will be 2,200. So what is pay by less cost to sell? 1,06,800. Got it? Once you have written this now, the journal entry very simple. Then what was the date? Something happened now. Sale. They have done the sale transaction. Sale was done on which date? On 1st June 2002. So on 1st June 2002, how many cattle sold? Sold. 18 cattle sold. What is the sale price? Sale price is what? 20,000. What is the transportation cost? 150. What is the transaction? Is auctional fee na? So that is what? 2% of what? 20,000. 2% of 20,000 how much? 400. So this is auctioneer fee paid, selling expenses. So these are selling expenses incurred. Okay, this sale transaction. This you have understood. Then what is the date? On 15th September. On 15th September, what happened? How many cattle were slaughtered? 42 cattle were slaughtered. Correct? So can I say 42 cattle slaughtered? So can I say biological asset now become agriculture produce? So we need to de-recognize biological asset. We need to recognize inventory. So it means de-recognition of biological asset at what amount? Carrying amount. So carrying amount will be the last recognized amount. Means this is the carrying amount. This was the fair value less cost to sell on 31st March for how many cattle? 100 cattle. Out of that, how much slaughtered? 42. Can you find out? Yes, sir. So can I say carrying amount we can find out? It is 1,06,800 into what? 42 divided by what? 100. 44,850. Got it? So can I say this 42 cattle will be de-recognized that is carrying amount? But we need to recognize what? We recognize what? Inventory. Inventory we need to recognize at what amount? Fair value less cost to sell on that day. What is the fair value given? Market price how much given? 48,300 minus what? 420, and there is no other transaction cost. So it is 48,300 minus 420 na. 48,300 minus what? 420, and this is 0. So this is how much? 47,880. Correct? Then last date on 30th September. How much left? So out of 100, how much died? 18. Me sorry, how much sold? 18. How much died? 42. How much left? Balance is what? 40. For 40 will do subsequent recognition. So of course they will give fair value less cost to sell. Correct? What is the fair value they have given? How much? 44,800 minus 400. 44,800 minus 400, that is equal to 44,400. And what is the cost to sell? That is 2%. 2% of what? 44,800. How much coming? 896. What is the fair value less cost to sell? 43,594. 594? 504. 5 not 4 you are saying. 504. Okay, now entire question in one timeline. Now it will not take much time if you have understood. Now only journal entry. Only one journal entry I need to explain. Apart from that, all journal entry you can do by your own. Only this journal entry I need to explain. Sale journal entry. Otherwise, in this now you can do. Can we start? So what is the books company X? The books of company X. Because they have asked journal entry, na? They have asked journal entry, na? So first journal entry on 30th September 2001. Can we start? So journal entry will be biological asset account debit to bank. Bata. How much amount will be debited? How much amount will be debited? 97,000. And how much bank will be credited? How much? To bank how much? 1 lakh. 1 lakh. How many are saying 1 lakh? How many are saying 1 lakh 1,000? How many are saying 99,000? So others are saying what? You keep purchase price how much? 1 lakh. Transaction cost paid by buyer how much? What is the total amount paid? 1 lakh 1,000. Nah, everything is written. Why you are not responding? Only I have not done plus intentionally. You can see I have done plus minus everywhere. Intentionally I have not done plus minus यहाँ पर. Just try to understand my intention. I don't want you to write whatever I am writing. You need to do by your own something. And here only student do mistake. They will never do mistake in favor less cost to sale. They will do mistake in payment only. Everything to I have written. Only this point I have not written. That also you are not responding. How much total payment made? 1 lakh 1,000. So it will be 1 lakh 1,000. Okay, sir. Angry. Correct. Loss or gain? Loss. In exam, please write down full loss on initial measurement. Okay. How much loss? 4,000 is the loss. Means, believe me, if you will not write down now, so most of the time you will say payment is 1 lakh. You will take 1 lakh. In exam, high chances you are doing this mistake. This is the pakka danger. Here only I have seen student have doubt as well as they do mistake in this point. Correct. Then what is the date? Subsequent recognition. On which date? 31st March 2002. So fair value already we calculated. So बताओ fair value is now what? 1,06,800 from 97,000. How much gain? Gain is equal to what? 9,800. Super easy. So what journal entry you will do? Biological asset account debit to gain. In exam write down to gain on subsequent measurement. Transfer to PL 9,800. In this also no doubt. Correct. Understood. Then a sale transaction on 1/6/2002. So on 1/6/2002 sale transaction. Look at this sale of cattle. The sale of cattle will be ordinary activity or this will not be an ordinary activities. What do you think? Not an ordinary activities. And like they are engaged in the agriculture activities and you are saying the sale of cattle is not an agriculture activities. For me, it is not an ordinary activities. If I am doing sale of cattle, because I am chartered accountant, na. अरे बोलना but suppose I have my family agriculture business and I am doing the sale of cattle. This is ordinary activities only. I said any cattle, yeah, any biological asset held for sale in OCB whether Ind AS 2 is applicable. Any biological asset held for sale in ordinary course of business which Ind AS is applicable. Ind AS 2, Ind AS 41. It means that biological asset can be held for sale in ordinary course of business or not. And any income from ordinary course of activities is a revenue. That will do where? Ind AS 115. Correct? Means income are of two types, revenue and other income. Na? So one doubt will come, this sale will be an income, means this sale will be revenue or other income. So can you see this is from ordinary activities? So Ind AS 115 says that any income from ordinary activities will be revenue. Any income from ordinary activities will be revenue. So this is ordinary activities. Income will be revenue. So can we recognize revenue? Can we classify that sale as revenue? The sale of PP is revenue or other income? Sale of PP, whether it will be classified as revenue? No, already we have done under India 16. But sale of biological asset, because it is related to agriculture activity, for that entity, it will be a revenue only. Correct? Yes, sir. But the bank account, debit to what? Revenue. Correct. Understood. Now you only say revenue you recognize at gross amount or net amount. Means whether you recognize revenue net of selling expense or it should be at gross amount. Revenue you have done journal entry of sale. Have you done the journal entry of sale anytime? So will you do the journal entry of sale net of selling expense or without deducting selling expense? Without deducting selling expense. That only I am asking. So will you do 20,000 or 20,000 minus selling expense? When revenue is 20,000 na? Revenue is 20,000. I think in AS9 also you have done that. Revenue is the gross inflow. Just I am asking this 20,000 aega. It will not be 20,000 minus selling expense. Okay. Fair value less cost to sell is the initial measurement point. This is revenue. Revenue is always at sale price. Correct? Yes, sir. So how much inflow? 20,000 only? Correct. This revenue will be transferred to PL? Correct. Then there will be one selling expense. Selling expense, what is journal entry? Selling expense, account debit to what? Selling expense account debit to bank na? Na, so how much? Can you give me the total selling expense? Already we calculated, I think so. 150 plus 400, 550. So you can also write down transportation cost, means carriage outward account debit, but the carriage outward account debit, then whatever commission account debit, that also you can write down. But selling expense account debit, total is 4,550. Correct? And can I say the carrying amount of the cattle sold will be now recognized as an expense? Means whatever cattle has been sold should be de-recognized as an expense now. So that will become cost of sales. Cost of sales. Same thing we have done inventory. The carrying amount of inventory will be recognized as an expense when corresponding revenue is recognized. Correct now. So we'll pass one journal entry what? Cost of sales account debit to biological asset. This will be at which amount? Carrying amount. You will calculate, I will calculate. So it is 1 lakh 6,800 multiplied by 18 divided by 100 is equal to 19,220. 224. Only this was the point where a discussion was required. Otherwise, the other journal entry you could have done by your own. Have you understood this sale entire transaction? Acha, what is the gain from sale? So can you see, we'll prepare one SOPL. What is the revenue? 20,000. What is the cost of sales? 19,224. And how much? 550. What is the profit from this transaction? Profit or loss? Profit. Profit is how much? 226. Can you say this will be automatically calculated? This is automatically calculated now. Do you pass any journal entry for this to calculate this? अरे बोलना रे, net profit is automatically calculated. Say revenue minus expense is the net profit or gross profit, whatever you used to say in your bachpan. Correct. So can you see, we should not pass any separate journal entry for this. Revenue minus expense is profit. Correct? Are you satisfied with this journal entry? Are you satisfied with this journal entry? But what ICAI has done, let's see. This is same, this is same. What they have done? You can see this is to okay. The last journal entry. They have done taken bank as a net amount, then selling expense debited and revenue. This is same to same whatever we have done, but compound journal entry. They have compounded the journal entry. Correct. But what they have done in this, they have recognized the biological asset at 9, means they have de-recognized what they have done. You can understand what they have done. Hmm? They have taken cost of sales, means this 19,540 is which amount? Is the is actually 20,000. They have considered it as what? Understood? Or they have taken the net amount and they have calculated a fair value. I will say this is totally bakwas. We never do this type of journal entry. And they have calculated gain separately. However, the end result effect remains same. But can I say when we recognize revenue, then we recognize cost of sales, and cost of sales will be always at carrying amount. Cost of sales will be recognized at carrying amount. So from my point of view, this journal entry is not correct. However, the end result is same. The impact in SOP remain same. Understood? So follow this only, whatever I have done, nothing to worry, you'll get marks. Because the net impact remain same. Correct? Then coming to next point. After 1/6, what is the date? 15 September 2002. So okay, this is the date of harvesting. So we'll recognize inventory. Inventory account debit at fair value less cost to sale. Fair value less cost to sale. What is the fair value less cost to sale? Already we have calculated. It is what? 47,880. 47,880 of inventory. 47,880. And can you see we will decrease biological asset? So two biological asset at its carrying amount of 42 cattle. Already we calculated carrying amount of 42 cattle. How much we calculated carrying amount of 42 cattle? It is what? 44,850. 44,850. Understood? Difference is what? There is gain now. So gain on initial measurement of inventory transferred to PL, how much? 30, how 24? 856. This is 856. Okay. Now correct. So 3024. Have you understood this journal entry? Or you can do two journal entry. Inventory account debit to gain, and then PL account debit to what is, for this you need to find do what? PL account debit to biological asset. So automatically the net effect will come. But better pass one compound journal entry. Correct now. So inventory will increase and biological asset will decrease. Biological asset will decrease at its carrying amount. Yes, sir. Then there was one slaughtering expense. There was one slaughtering expense. So that you can add on. Account debit to bank, how much? 4,200. 4,200. Got it? In ICS solution, they have compound these two journal entry also. But I will say slaughtering expense is a different expense. Need to be recognized separately only. They have compounded these two journal entry also. Not required. Then last. On 30th September 2002. We'll do what? Subsequent measurement. So subsequent measurement we need to find out the gain or loss. So already we calculated fair value, correct? We'll compare with what? Is previous measurement means carrying amount. So carrying amount of how many 40 cattle will be 1,06,800 na? 1,06,800 into 40 by 100. How much? 42, 720. 720. So you can see there is an increase. How much increase? 784. So there is a gain on subsequent measurement. Are you understanding or not? Super question, but gain on subsequent measurement. What journal entry you will do? Biological asset account debit to gain transfer to PL 784. Done. This question, if it comes, it will be minimum 10 marks. Correct? Understood?